Hello and welcome to the Barbie Experience podcast. I am your host, Isabel Diepa. In this podcast, we talk about Barbie and our experiences with Barbie. Maybe you grew up playing with Barbies. Maybe you had family members that had Barbies and forced you to play Barbie with them. Whatever the experience, this is the place where we talk about Barbie. We talk about how much of an icon she is and her impact in the world. Now, before we get started, I know I have not done this very much, but I'm going to be better about it. Please be sure, if you like this podcast, to subscribe and to like this video if you're watching it on YouTube. It definitely helps me. It helps the algorithm and it helps other people who love the podcast the way that you do to find this podcast. So there's that. Now, today's episode is a super, super, super special episode. We are on the heels of the Barbie movie. Finally, the Barbie movie will begin next week, July 21. But before the Barbie movie begins, there is going to be, I'm sure you have seen all of the collaborations with different companies like Aldo and Hot Topic and Box Lunch and so many more. So many beautiful, amazing collaborations. But there's also going to be a really cool, fun show. HGTV has collaborated with Mattel to create a real-life dream house. The show, the Barbie Dream House Challenge, will go up on HGTV this Sunday at 8 p.m. Pacific and Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Now, I have a super, super special treat for all of you. Today, I am interviewing one of the judges who is also a huge Barbie Dreamhouse fangirl, which, come on now, like, who isn't a Barbie Dreamhouse fangirl? Tiffany Brooks. So here's the trailer of the HGTV show. Make sure you check it out.
HGTV is building a real life-size Barbie dream house
that you can really live in.
For real.
I'm so excited.
How do we not win on this?
This is amazing. How'd you do that?
Just a little Barbie magic.
You gotta bring the glam if you want the glory.
Welcome to Barbie's pool party!
This is so crazy! Flip it, honey.
This is really gonna wow the judges.
Are you serious?
Let me tell you,
No one has this. Not even Beyonce.
Glamorous.
Wow, this is cool.
Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge on HGTV.
Some renovation required.
Okay, so that looks so amazing and so fun, and I'm so excited to have spoken to Tiffany Brooks. So here is the interview with Tiffany Brooks for the Barbie Experience podcast. Thank you so much for having me interview you. I'm so excited to talk to you, Tiffany. I know that you are a huge Barbie fan and an interior designer. So I'm going to get straight into my questions. So I know that you will be one of the core judges with the new HGTV Barbie Dreamhouse show. Can you please explain to me a little bit of details about the show so that the general public can know what it is?
Okay, so HGTV decided to team up with Mattel to put together a real life actual Barbie Dream House, and they picked 8 teams of HGTV stars to actually go in and do the renovations. Now, each team is also guided and being inspired by a Barbie super fan out there in the world. So they each have their own, point of reference to use. And so what we've done is we've divided four 4 weeks. So we have 2 teams put it up against each other. So you might see like the front yard going against the backyard, or the bedroom going against the den. Each of the teams also had to use a certain decade or a certain era of Barbie. As you know, Barbie goes all the way back to the 60s, so who used the 60s best. So you'll see the 60s versus the 90s. So it was really cool to see what the teams came up with and how they represented, Barbie the brand. There's also one additional thing about the show, that they had to make the dream house feel like an actual toy. So the teams are also being judged on features that we call toyetics. What happens when, you wind up, if you push a button in Barbie's dream house, something's got to happen. So how did the teams incorporate, the toy features that, their imaginations could let them run wild at?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I'm really glad that you brought up the fact that the Barbie Dream House has been around since the 60s, and it has so many different decades. So it has changed over the years, right? I have a remake of the 1962 Barbie Dream House.
There it is.
So like, I know
So
that every Barbie
cool.
Dream House basically, it, like Barbie, is a reflection of architecture of the time. When you guys are like judging, are you guys, when you're doing these specific eras, are you specifically looking for like details of architecture of that time, or of like Barbie of that time, or both?
Looking for, well, as a judge, you can be looking for both. Like, for example, the 90s really embraced like a lot of color. You saw deeper pinks being used, you saw deeper purples, you saw neon being used. So you're going to see that reflected in some areas of the house. That was 90s. And also Barbie did also, kind of couple themselves with that. How did they use the 80s, and where Barbie was of that era? So it was a perfect like marriage of where Barbie was, and how we saw her and her brand, and what was actually happening in that time.
Yeah. Well, and so I know that you are a huge Barbie fan as well.
Oh
and
yeah, huge.
And you have your own Barbie town. And
I
so
do.
I was wondering, what was your experience playing with Barbie dream houses as a kid and growing up? And did that help inspire or guide you to want to become the designer you are today?
Yeah, so I absolutely love playing with my Barbie dream houses and all the play sets. My absolute hands down favorite one was the Barbie A-frame house. That house was so architecturally significant. And even back then, I would take that Barbie A-frame and add to it and remix it and take it apart and find different ways to rebuild it. And still to this day, even in my own little Barbie land, I am doing that with that Barbie A-frame house. So I would say, yeah, definitely my, childhood throwbacks inspired the Barbie town, definitely, that I just have right now. As far as design goes, yeah, I can have some whimsy, some fun, toy, or some, comedic, humorous moments that would be inspired by, a large playful brand such as Barbie. But yeah, mainly I was inspired definitely to do that room from what Barbie was and what Barbie has been in the past.
That's amazing. And so Barbie is such an interesting character because she's revolutionary. And I think that the dream house is a part of that as well. So the first dream house came out in 1962. And I learned this a couple of years ago. And a lot of people don't know this, but women in the United States were not allowed to have bank accounts until 1974. When the Equal Credit Opportunity Act passed. So can you talk a little bit about kind of that history and the type of impact, playing with the dream house in the 60s could have had on girls, seeing Barbie, that she's a single woman, she has her own house, she's college educated, which was something that was unheard of at the time.
Right. Barbie definitely transcends. And one major Barbie moment in history that I was alive to see is when they came out with the first Black Barbie. Now that was in the 80s, and that was something, and I owned her. So it was like crazy. We finally had a Barbie that looked like me. And then since then, Barbie could be anybody. And then, Barbie got curvy. Barbie had short hair. Barbie had skin. It's like Barbie literally has been almost everybody to, or has been almost everything to everyone.
Yes. Well, and I love, so I am also a big Barbie fan, and I am Latina, and I love that, you are a Black woman who also grew up with Barbie, and you were able to see yourself in her. Growing up and seeing that, did that inspire you? Did that make you feel empowered?
Oh yeah, growing up, just knowing that my limitations were imaginary. If Barbie could do it, we can do it. I can be a business owner too. Barbie was an entrepreneur. Barbie had her own house. Barbie had, 15 cars. Barbie had a helicopter. Barbie had a horse. Of course, I could have all those things.
Yeah, absolutely. And okay, so for anyone, because the sky's the limit, who wants to create their own real life Barbie dream house, because I know I definitely want to. What are some tips that you have for people who maybe might want to start interior designing their own Barbie land?
Oh my gosh. So there are so many different ways that you can approach. You can go full out blown, with like pink walls, or you can do something more approachable and livable. And that's what I'm going to kind of give you some tips on. So Barbie is all about glamour, and glamour to me means lots of luxury fabrics and velvets, maybe some furs, shiny metallics, a lot of mirrors, golds and silvers. So really, really hone in on the materials you're using. Also make sure you're injecting a lot of bold black and white. Bold black and whites are obviously a contrast, but it's also a throwback to Barbie's roots with that black and white swimsuit that she debuted in 1962. Also, you can look to the dream houses for cool ideas on art. One thing that I love that they used in the house this year was the Barbie silhouettes. That was such an elevated take on doing art in that home, and they used it. I believe that was Egypt and Mike's space that you're going to be able to see, but how they used it was so beautifully done. And then just overall, take a hit on the color schemes, inject those into your homes. But yeah, those are some really, really great tips to get anybody started on injecting a more playful palette in your home that reflects Barbie.
Okay, that's amazing. I will definitely take that in. Is there anything else that you think audiences should know coming into watching the HGTV Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge?
Oh my gosh, to have an open mind and to have so much fun when you're watching it, because that is the whole point. Just to sit back for 4 weeks and relax for an hour, and then just throw back to your childhood, or hang out with your kids and watch it and watch us bring a real life house and make it Barbie.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much, Tiffany, for coming on. I'm so excited to talk to you. Where can people find you on social media? And where can people find the HGTV challenge on social media?
So we are all over Instagram. We're on TikTok. I think, are we on Threads yet, guys? Mm-hmm. We're on Threads. Yeah. So all the major social media platforms at HGTV, at HGTV Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge. Is that that's the hashtag HGTV Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge? Yes. So that's where you're going to find everything HGTV Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge. Just use that hashtag and you will find us.
Okay, awesome. And do you have your own Instagram too, right?
Oh, most definitely. Tiffany Brooks HGTV. You can find me there.
Yeah. Tiffany Brooks HGTV. Okay, I have Tiffany Brooks.
Yep, Tiffany Brooks HGTV or Tiffany Brooks Interiors. There's a couple of them.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much. I am so excited. I know that the Dream House is currently, there's a lottery, which I'm hoping to enter, that you can spend.
Oh yeah, you can. Yes, you can win a sleepover.
I really want to win it.
Wait. So what's going to happen is the team that wins, their fan favorite is going to win the sleepover at the Barbie Dream House. So that's what you're talking about. That's who's going to win the sleepover. Yeah. So it's all going to depend on who wins this Barbie Dream House Challenge, or who's going to get that once in a lifetime opportunity to spend the night in the Barbie Dream House.
Okay. Got it. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Okay. I was like, anyone enter? Okay. So it's a super fan of the challenger. Okay,
Yes,
that's so
yes.
cool.
Yes, it is. It is. So make sure to tune in. It starts this Sunday on HGTV, July 16th.
Yes, at 8 p.m. Eastern time, and that would be about 5
7
p.m.
Central.
7 Central. Okay. And if you're
So
in
it's 8
California,
p.m. 8 p.m. 8 p.m. Pacific time.
oh, 8
Yep.
p.m. Pacific time. Okay.
Yep. 8 p.m. Pacific and 8 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, okay, awesome. 8 p.m.
Yep.
Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you.
Correct.
Thank you so much.
You're
I really appreciate
welcome.
you on. This is so great. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I love Tiffany. I thought that she was so cool. And honestly, it is really, really awesome to see other women of color who are doing amazing things in the world of Barbie. I know that for a long time, historically and culturally, Barbie was seen as this mostly white represented thing, but that's not true. You know, the first, as Tiffany pointed out, the first Black and the first Latina Barbie came out in the 1980s. So I was actually born in the 80s, and it was really cool for me to grow up seeing Latina dolls. So, and now we have so much diversity with Barbie. We have different races, we have different sizes, we have different abilities. So it's really, really cool. Be sure to check out HGTV Barbie Dreamhouse Challenge, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.